recipes that rock. Your host, Ralph Sutton.
I'm here in beautiful New York City, home of some of the most legendary rock clubs of all time. CBGB's, the Wetlands, and some of the most influential rock bands to ever grace this earth. Kiss, Blondie, the Ramones, and of course, Living Colour. It was their way of maybe sneaking a little bit of a pseudo-love theme in there. You know, we're going to talk a little bit about having sex, but fear not, we're going to kill him when we're done. Someone chain your back door and invite me around. All of a sudden we're seeing like it's a porno. I don't understand where that's coming from.
I've been around rockers my entire career. As a radio host, a DJ, and of course, a roadie.
I grew up in the era of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. He got really, really drunk last night, and I think he even fell on stage or something ridiculous.
I've worked, played, and partied with the very baddest.
So let me hear you make some noise!
No one knows roadies like I do. How do you become one? It's very simple. Kick ass. And that's exactly what we'll do every rockin' week. Trained by me, judged by D. We'll turn one rocker wannabe into the roadie.
When I was a kid, the boobies I used to see.
Exactly. You can be like, girls, before you take your clothes off,
Let's move the pillows.
let's move the pillow.
Okay. I'm going to say probably the biggest star we've ever had on the tour bus, which says a lot about Jimmy Kimmel, but unfortunately says less about our radio show more than anything else. How are you, buddy?
I think it is more of an insult to you guys than it is a compliment.
I think that's probably true. Corey Glover of Living Colour on Recipes That Rock. Corey, thank you so much for being a part of the show.
No problem.
A brief history of you guys. You made your appearance in Platoon in '86. You actually had joined Living Colour.
We were talking about cooking, and you talked about mac and cheese. I said, well, you said you made a really good mac and cheese. Like, dude, you can't beat my mac and cheese. Like, it's just not going to happen.
I want the recipe.
You want to steal a recipe?
Not just for me, but for everybody, and I get to eat it.
It's for him.
It's for me. And let's go shop right now, get the stuff, come back and cook it. Sounds
Okay.
good? It's a plan. Tour bus listeners, that music from the 80s, are hardcore listeners. They're people that not only do they know every song on every album, but they know the singer, they know the guitarist, they know who the bass player's married to, they know where the drummer grew up. And these bands will still draw like their few hundred people to every gig that they play from now till 2030. It's because they have hardcore listeners. Hootie and the Blowfish couldn't sell at a table for $4 at Olive Garden now, but Quiet Riot can still put 500 people in any club that they play. Does this mac and cheese come with the free angioplasty or no?
I think you can get a defibrillator
with it? When you think of metal gods, first you think obviously of me, but then you think of Rob Halford. How are you, buddy? How's everything?
I'm doing great, thank you. I didn't know there was two metal guys.
I saw you at B.B. King's Blues Lounge where you were basically handing a mic out to people saying, what song do you want us to try and do? And they were doing it. It was great.
You know, if you want to hear something, it's like, just yell it out and let's try and play it.
I want Too Young to Fall in Love.
I want Same Old Situation.
Done.
Okay.
You heard of partying like a rock star? I partied with the rock stars. And here's your backstage pass to the party.
What is it that makes you listen to Tour Bus? Why is it that you enjoy the show?
It's not Ralph, it's the music.
In the beginning, you get hooked on the music, and then you get to know the personalities. So that's when I became hooked on Ralph.
Holy crap, is there a lot of rock and roll in the room right now. Very honored and happy to have Tommy Lee and Josh Todd, Motley Crue, Buck Cherry. What's up, guys? How are you?
Hey, what's up?
Good, my man. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's called Crue Fest, and you're looking for this to be an annual thing, correct?
If that's the case and that happens, that will make it all the better, something that, everyone can look forward to annually. I think it'd be rad.
It's all about keeping your fingers crossed and wishing for the best.
Right.
That's kind of like how I look at sex. I just keep my fingers crossed and hope for the best.
That's a good way, man.
The man, Ralph.
Ralph!